Welcome back. And as always, what a week. A lot of stuff about aliens in the news this week, UFOs from a bunch of different sources. John Radcliffe, former head of the CIA or maybe the FBI, I'm honestly not really sure. Probably just a great guy either way, right? John Radcliffe, former head of, let's just call it the CIA, came out this week and he was talking about how there's an insane amount of these UFO sightings that we've seen in the past couple of years, right? Whether it's the Pentagon putting out the Tic Tac video from Commander David Fravor. I'm not sure if you've seen that or not. If you haven't, you definitely should check it out. Or just a couple other, Pentagon videos that have been in the news the past couple of years. He said there's thousands more that they haven't classified for whatever reason. I don't know. You can take his word for it. You can take my word for it, whatever you want. If you don't believe in aliens at this point, I feel like you're kind of just denying the facts. But also, I don't know. I go back and forth. I believe a lot of things, right? Sometimes I believe it's aliens checking in on us. Sometimes I possibly believe it's us from the future coming back in time. Other times I'm totally turned off to the whole idea. And it's interesting. It's fascinating, honestly. I hope they're real, because if this is the only existence, that's so tragic. Marco Rubio, also everyone's favorite. Marco Rubio, did he have a nickname or just Lying Ted? What did Trump call Marco? Something so sick, probably. But whatever. Little Marco Rubio came out, I think it was like with TMZ, reputable. And he was like, there's UFOs flying over our military bases, and we have no idea what they are. Could it be, another country's military technology? Possibly, but that also breaks the narrative that America is just the best and 10 years ahead of every other military program and things like that. So what's the reality? Is our military just shitty, or are aliens flying over our bases to send a message, I don't know. Whatever you think of Joe Rogan, whether you think he's the next coming of Adolf or, you think he's God's gift to the earth, whatever, and those are the only two options. Nobody is like, whatever. They either think he's literally the worst person or just a godsend. And whatever you think of him, he's had some fascinating conversations about UFOs in the past couple of years, whether it's with Commander David Fravor, the Tic Tac guy, or, Bob Lazar on Rogan is probably the most fascinating interview you'll ever see. It's a guy who claims to work at a secret government site in the 80s or 90s, and he got fired because he was taking his friends out to, Nevada, where they would test these crafts, supposedly. He was hired to back engineer, an alien craft and the technology about how it flew and the propulsion and all of this stuff. And it's interesting when you hear him talk because they tried to discredit him. They took away his school records and his job records, so it seemed like he was making this stuff up. But then people who worked there, people in the towns who knew him, started coming out with evidence and proving his story right. And, every piece of his story is proven right so far except the existence of the craft. So don't take my word for it. Go watch Joe Rogan with Bob Lazar. I don't think you'll regret it. It's just one of the most fascinating things I've ever seen. In other news, how do you beat that, too? You come up with shrimp toast crunch, Some guy this week, Topanga's husband, or the actress who played Topanga, the guy she's married to, claims to have found shrimp tails in his Cinnamon Toast Crunch. As of today, it seems like maybe he was lying or the internet kind of turned on him. He was like a marketing guy and he's like done sketchy internet shit before. Either way, stop eating the cereals. I don't know if this is a hot take, but pouring sugary carbs into a bowl of whole milk isn't good for you. It maybe tastes good. You know what also tastes good? Mangoes, pineapple, blueberries. I'll just go down the list, name every fucking fruit. Also, you see this thing on TikTok called Nature Cereal. What is that? You know, it's just people putting berries in a bowl and adding ice and water. And they're like, it makes the fruit taste good. Hey, the fruit tastes good either way. Do you need the ice cubes in it? I don't understand what that is. You know what I also don't understand? When people are like, I don't really love the taste of water. You a human? You don't like the taste of water? I've heard so many people say that before, and it's like, what are you? Are you the alien? Because every animal on the whole planet loves water. We need water. We're made up of water. We're 97% water, apparently. We don't know what's in the oceans. It's too deep. But you don't like the taste, which is nothing, of water? Can't make it up. You know? People are just too sick. Too sick with it. Don't like water. Fucking fools. Peeps and Pepsi. The Marshmallows Peeps and the soda company Pepsi came out with a collab this week. A peep flavored soda. You know. There's actual human beings who crack open a peep soda, which if you buy that, go to jail. Or like if you buy the peep soda, you should be drafted into the military immediately to the front lines because you already do not care about yourself. You obviously hate yourself if you buy that, what is it, soda? Jesus, can't even speak on it because it's too sick. But there's actual people who buy that soda and then eat a bowl of cereal and call it a meal. We're just such a fat country. Sugar marshmallows with soda? Soda should have been outlawed 20 years ago. It's insane to me that soda is legal. And, I mean, marijuana got passed in New York this week. But you know what I mean? It's like, the disconnect is insane sometimes. Stop with the cereal. Stop with nature's cereal. Just eat nature. Just eat the food. Stop trying to fucking get too fancy with it. You know? Also, just eat what's local to you. I'm down in Florida still, and everywhere is trying to be New York City. That's why I have to go back. Every single place here is just trying to be New York. I got a haircut yesterday, and the signs in the barbershop were just like, first of all, they were so delusional, but they have a huge poster of Times Square, the subway station, which, like, anyone who doesn't live in New York, that's not chill. The subway station of Times Square is like a tragedy zone. Just like rats everywhere, and it smells like shit, and there's homeless people everywhere. It's not like fun or cool. It's like tragic. You have to walk deep in the Times Square subway station. To transfer trains, tragic in there. What's the obsession with the subway stations, you know? They're gross. And, like, I have constant fear of being pushed onto the tracks or, like, punched in the face randomly. Greatest city in the world. Get punched in the face. What was I talking about there? Oh, my barbershop. The signs in there were mental. It's, like, supposed to be, like, motivational signs, but for hype beasts, I guess. One is just, like, early worm gets the Lambo. You know? No risk, no Rari. I wrote them down because they were too sick. No risk, no Rari. Early bird gets the Lambo. What happens after you get the Lambo? Then what? Then you just drive around in it? You know? Can't deposit excuses. Like, it's just Gary V. Art, which is just the worst kind. But everyone's trying to be New York. The pizza places, the bagel places, they're all called like fucking Brooklyn Water Bagels or like whatever, you know, New York Water Pizza. And it's like, it sucks. It's not good. Just keep cooking fish. We're in Florida. Enough with trying to be something you're not. You know. I don't know. That's just what I think. And these are all jokes. This is a comedian show. These are all jokes. Pepsi, Peeps, Barbershop, aliens. Hopefully they save us. All right. See you next week.